just
Oh,
go
he must
now.
do. He must have a massive war chest. You've got to be able to with your parents to keep all your stuff.
Fuck!
No?
No, there was a little bit of stuff. They gave it to me when I was like 21 though. They're like, here's all your stuff. We'll never see you.
Oh. Uh-huh. Will he be able to flip it over?
County us at the 80. Am I sure
Yeah. Hey, we just had a PI involving some fire truck out here. Send rescue.
Owner of a Kia and had a semi roll over, hit a fire truck and almost all of us.
Harsherman detected.
What the fuck? Good.
Impact detected. Connecting to the
that way.
Oh my fucking God.
Good.
I just hit the car.
Oh, pull up. There's a turnout right here.
Next stop, Central and Cornell, far side. Transfer route 50 and 790, UNA area. Exit the bus on the left side.
Oh my God, bro. That's what he got.
What?
He just went over, crashed underneath, massive fire. I think this is 35 underneath the flyover.
Copy, just went over. Okay, take Bob.
Oh, running red light. Oh my god!
Holy
What the? Oh my god, dude. Holy hit and run and then
Amına sikeyim. Niemals. Oh.